How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I really appreciate you watching my videos, my writing videos, my bitching videos, what have you. I appreciate you watching. More views, more likes, more subscriptions really helps the channel out, and it ultimately helps out A&M Moto Toys here. Why? Because I actually use the money now for a lot of the stuff here at A&M Moto Toys. So it's not a lot of money, but I'm able to kind of have that extra revenue stream that just helps out the business here. It helps me make videos because I really want to buy another Osmo action camera, the Action 4, and it helps me buy these cameras, um, buy software, buy hardware, buy mics, buy things that it takes to have videos. It's not cheap, it's not free, and I don't make a lot on the videos anymore. YouTube is down with their ad revenue, but it's still, I would have to check the last one. I'm gonna guess 250 $290 I made. Then I get a little bit on Amazon from my affiliate links, and I might get anywhere from 30 $50 there, and that helps out the channel too, and it doesn't cost you anymore to use my Amazon affiliate link to buy some items, your items that you typically buy on Amazon. Click my link, go do your searches, buy your diapers, your formula, your cat food, your dog food. Well, if you don't want to buy the stuff in my store or whatever, you see a better price there and I can't match it, I'm okay with that. Just, hey, use my Amazon affiliate link. I appreciate that. It supports the channel, and yeah, it just supports the channel. So, what to talk about today? Well, let's talk about bikes. We sold our Suron Ultra B, which is awesome. So, I sold my GPX Moto FSE 300R. So, I'm going to take that money plus the Quiet Cat money and what have you, and we're buying two more Ultra Bs. One is going to be for my videos and to rent. So, there'd be a rental Ultra B. Yeah, I know. And we already ordered because the customer that bought that Ultra B wanted the 2118 wheels. Well, I want those too, and I think for the rental, that's the way to go. So 2118s I have coming. Mine are black rims, black spokes, black nipples. I just went all black hubs, all black. It costs like $30 more for each wheel assembly, or maybe it was like $40 more. I don't know, $80 total, we'll just say. So it was a little bit more, but I kind of just wanted all black. Although I could see it looking really good because there's yellow on the Ultra B, is to have like black rim, yellow nipples, black spokes, and yellow hubs. I think that would look really good too. But once you start doing that customization, it could take longer to get built because you're doing colors, and if they don't have the colors already anodized, you're going to have to wait until they send parts through to get anodized, and sometimes that can lead to a longer lead time to have your stuff built. That's just what it's like in manufacturing and when you're doing anodization and what have you, because you're not going to run one part through for just for just one person. You wait until you have a bunch of things, and then you send it all through at the same time so it gets anodized. So that's also why I went with black, because typically black they'll have, natural they'll have, or chrome they'll have. That type of stuff they'll typically have in stock because that's the common stuff. When you get into the colors for the various parts, that's when they don't have it in stock, and you just have to wait until it goes through anodization process. It is what it is. So that's why I went with all black. I figured they would have all that, and that will probably be the quickest to get. um, we we have a guy that's going to buy the other our Mantis, so we're low on bikes. We sold the 272 volts. A 60 volt is sold as soon as we get the plastics for it to put the plastics on. He'll come down and he's gonna give me cash for that bike. So we're gonna buy two Suron Ultra Bs. We're gonna buy, I think, 2 to 3 raw Mantises 72 volts. we're going, and then we'll have a 72 volt then for testing, demoing, renting, what have you. And I think we're going to get at least one Apollo RFN. The factory now makes a 74 volt, 43 amp hour battery for it right from the factories to beat the beta. But the Apollo Explorer is the beta. It's the same factory. It's kind of weird how they do these things, but it's the same factory. So we're going to have one of those come. It's going to be for sale. We'll obviously take it for a quick spin in the parking lot, make sure it works, make sure it charges up, all that good stuff. But we won't be able to properly test it on the trail or anything. But if it sells right away, then yeah, we're going to order 2 Apollo bikes. And then with those 2 Apollo bikes, we will do one for videos, what have you, and just see how it is. For shits and giggles, if you will, we're probably going to order the Beta Explorer plastics because it's the same damn bike, and we're probably going to put it on there. So if you see this video and then you see down the road, you'll know what I'm talking about and understand. Other people won't understand because there's a set of people that said, well, Beta came out with this electric bike. Well, no, they slapped their name on Apollo because the fact I could go ahead, if I had the money to do it, I could approach Apollo and I could be like, hey, I want to buy X amount of units, or how many units do I have to buy to have the bike and plastics designed and made for A&M Moto Toys? And they would say, this is how many units you would need to purchase. And I would have my own bike. That's how simple it is with the Chinese companies. It's a matter of who hands them money and tosses a name on. It's like Segway with their electric bikes. I forget what they call theirs, but the Segway branded of Suron. It's just Suron. They're just Surons. But Segway hasn't even updated having the newer models. So I don't know what's going on there. So I don't know who would buy a Segway, but people know the Segway brand due to, the what were those things you stood up and leaned and they would go, and yeah, like that's in Mall Cop, with that big guy, yeah, like that. For Segway, they were called Segways. So yeah, but the company Segway has electric e-bikes also. They just rebranded Surons. That's all they did. And so you can do that with any of these companies in China. If you had deep enough pockets, you could go to Suron and say, that Ultra Bee, I want to bring in a model and I'm going to call it the Bitch Bee or something. Whatever you want, they're going to say, just give us money. Order so many units, hence so much money, and we will customize that bike graphics for you. That's how they work it. So the Beta Explorer is nothing special. It's a Apollo. Well, the Apollo factories decided, well, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and our bike, we're gonna stick in the 74 volt, 43 amp hour battery, and yeah, the bike costs a little bit more because you're getting that battery, but that's gonna beat the Beta Explorer drastically, because Beta Explorer has that smaller battery. It is what it is. Because Beta did get behind something and toss their name on it, there is a good possibility the aftermarket for that, because it's a beta, it's not, but a beta, that people will make foot pegs, people will make rim packages, so you have the 2118s. I think the Explorer Apollo is a 1918, if I recall correctly. So, but still, you're going to want a 21 out front. I think it has something to do with Chinese law, probably for mopeds, what have you, is why they use 1919 typically. That might be something for them. And they're not understanding that 2118 is what people want for trail riding, for riding it off-road, actually using it off-road. Yeah, it's just one of those weird things. That's just a China thing. I'll just put it like that. It's a China thing. Who knows? They have a fascination with 1919 inch front rear. Yeah, so we're going to be placing that order within this week probably. I think we're just going to see if we can get the RAR, because that we'll know how much money's there, and then we'll just go ahead and order a lot of these. The RARs will come in really quick, whatever we decide to order. Why? Because they're out of California, so it won't be a big deal. The Suron Ultra Bees and the Apollo, that is coming from China, so that will take about a month. Unfortunate with that, it takes about a month. But the thing is with us, we're also selling these at a better price. So we can order you one and have it drop ship right to you. You will save money because we're willing to save you money because you're willing to wait. And it will come directly from the factory right to you here in the US. You don't have to worry about customs, shipping or anything. It comes into the port. You'll even get a tracking number. You'll get a tracking number. You'll know when it comes into the port. And from the port, you'll know when it gets put on the truck and when it comes to your area. And they should call you for delivery, but I'm finding these delivery companies don't. And then it will be brought to your house, business, wherever you have it sent, or if you want us to bring it in here and put it together, we can do that. We can talk about an assembly fee. We're going to be very reasonable on that stuff, but yeah, it is a little work, so we're going to have to charge something. I don't want to charge a lot, but yeah, it is what it is. If you want a Talaria Sting R, we can order those. We're doing those for $4,100. That's an awesome price. That's a cash affirm. The reason why we do that, and that's plus tax. We still have to add tax to that, but $4,100. You bring in. We'll have to figure out what the tax is and your exact amount, but $4,100 plus tax if you're picking it up here. If it's drop shipped to you, we don't have to collect tax because you're not here. So $4,100, and the reason why we do say Affirm is the same, because to us it's the same as cash. You sign up for Affirm, they approve you, you buy a bike, and it's actually, we get paid from Affirm that amount of money in our bank account. It's cash, and you then go and pay Affirm. It's all you on that side, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Contact us if sign on the site doesn't make sense. We'll walk you through it. We can also send you an invoice through our system too, if you want an invoice, where then we can break it down a lot better. Be like, this is the estimated shipping time. This is what you're getting. This is including setup or not including setup, whatever the case might be. And we can send you that invoice. That's actually a really nice feature of the payment processing program we go through. We just go through Wix for our website and for our cash register, and everything's tied together. It's really nice, and we can do a lot of stuff. We can actually take payments, tap payments right on our phone, or we can enter the number too, but we can take it right on our phone with the app. It's awesome. So we could be in the parking lot selling a helmet and be able to access our inventory, and it will minus off our inventory. Here's your helmet. They tap their card, boom, payment. You want a receipt, email to you, yes, no, and then it's sent to you, and boom, it's done. That easy. So that's probably the bikes we're going to be ordering here. I think the Suron is the one that I'm excited about. I think that one closely resembles a motorcycle. I am still hyped about the RARs because I know some stuff that I talked to the CEO about, and I know the direction they're going, what they're trying to do, and it's not for me to put out there, but there's probably exciting news coming out in the next couple months, I would assume. And yeah, that's them. I'm not gonna otherwise say what it is or anything, but let's just say it's nice and refreshing to have a company that is in the US. And yes, the bikes are being made in China, but they're in the US, and they're like, hey, you know what? Everyone wants this. And they're looking into getting that made. They're looking into making the bikes more off-roadable, more made for NAR. And I'm guessing probably bigger batteries too, because I'd like to do the TKO on one. And That would be awesome, but it needs the bigger rims. It needs the bigger a bigger battery, a lot bigger battery, maybe even a more powerful motor even, just to kind of compete with the other electric bikes or the dirt bikes. But they have an electric class now, so you'd be with the electric bikes. And yeah, that it's a cool thing. It's a cool time to live in. Are these bikes replacing dirt bikes? No, they're not. Not at all. This is something you add to your garage. This is something where you're like, I just want to go out for a quiet ride on these trails over here. Maybe they're social trails. Maybe they're whatever. I don't know in your area, but you can just go mosey around. Most people won't bother you, As long as you're not doing wheelies down the street and acting dumb, weaving in and out of traffic, you're probably going to be okay. And you can just kind of mosey around and see things, and it's quiet. You can be out there in the woods and it's quiet. No one knows you're there because there's no sound, and you're just enjoying the sights and sound. It's a totally different experience. I don't know why people poo-poo it. It's not gonna replace your gas bike anytime soon. They're just not there. Yes, the numbers, the stuff on paper for the Stark Varg is pretty interesting. 80 horsepower, but when do you need that much horsepower? I want to see an enduro bike, but no one's doing an electric, let's do an enduro bike. So we're not quite there for that. We're not there for a trail rider like, hey, I want to go out and I want to, do the 60-mile loop, and I know the charge will last 80 miles, so I'm good to go. We're not there yet. Battery technology is always getting better, and that's just something down the road. Maybe in 5 years we will be there, and we'll be like looking back like, wow. And there's going to always be those people that are like, I like the sound of a 2-stroke or the sound of the 4-stroke, and I like the noise and this and that. There will always be those people, and I'm probably going to be one of them. But because it's a different experience when you're listening to that engine and what have you. Totally different experience. But I think adding a silent bike, this type of bike, a lightweight bike, is just something you add to your garage. It's like people that own a venture bike, a dual sport bike, a street bike, and they have their, 2-stroke, and they have a trials bike. I know plenty of people that own multiple bikes because they buy what works for that activity they're doing. You're not going to buy a 300 RR Racing Beta 2-stroke to go venture riding or even dual sporting. I know people that have done that for the dual sporting, and it's like, that's stupid. That is the most stupid thing I've ever heard of. But they've done it. Can you do it? Yes. Is it the best tool for the job? No, it's not. So multiple bikes. People always think they can only have one. I can only have one bike, maybe two. Hopefully this was interesting, and thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, check out my other videos, and you all take care, stay well, stay safe, my friends, and get out there and ride. Have a good one. Bye.